So we're going to start our first session, outdoor session with Charlie. We have, I just have him on slip lead here, which is basically just a leash and collar in one, and this is usually what I put most dogs on. I want to teach him that the concept of pressure and release on the leash, because he's a big boy and we want to have fingertip control essentially, and we want see like how he's not pulling out at the end of the leash. I've just done only a couple minutes already for him to understand that I'm not going to go with you. I'm not going to continue moving if that leash is tight. And that when he feels that, yes, good boy, that he should turn back to me for reward. Because I need to condition that from the start, that if you feel that you hit the end of the leash, I want him to turn back for direction. And so I'm just going to set up the camera here. I have the pager on, but I'm not going to be using it yet in this session. I'm just going to do some thing over my neck here. Oops, the wrong way. There we go. Yes, so the dog across the road barking. Good boy. So any kind of distraction right now, I am going to just mark with YES and reward. I need to teach Charlie that, yes, good boy. So I waited for him to release that pressure and come towards me before I marked. Right here. Yes, good boy. So that was like, again, fingertip. That's what we want to be able to control a dog with. Just little bits. Yes, good boy. So there he stopped again. Good job. So we want to implant that stop, first of all. But with the, yes, good boy. So now he's choosing that spot. Good. Pressure. Yes, there we go. Release. As he releases, I give the leash toward him and release it as well. Good boy, Charlie. Nice and loose. Now it's going to get tight. We stop. Yes, good. That looks right back at me. Perfect. I want to condition that. Yes, good. And I also want to start conditioning that this spot right here, yes, next to me on the left-hand side is the sweet spot. And that's where all the good things come. When you stick it around that spot, all the good things happen. Good boy. Yes. Now that time, I waited until he got closer to me to mark with the yes and reward. So as you can see, I'm just making, yes, good boy, making it a little bit, making that challenge a little tiny bit greater, just a little tiny bit. Good boy. Right here, he's going out ahead again. Feel that pressure? Yes, good. And that look back. That's what I want at this point. That's all I'm looking for right now. Good boy. And if I stand stationary like this, I want the dog to stand with me, not be pulling out at every which corner and every which way. So I just stand stationary. Good boy. Yes. So that time he stopped himself before he got to the end of the leash. Good job. And I'm just holding the leash. I'm not letting my arm go out towards him as he moves away. I need to keep the leash anchored at my hip or my navel area. Good boy. Because that's going to, A, it's going to help brace me if he does give a sharp pull. And B, it's also going, yes, looking over there where those dogs are barking calmly, beautiful. And it's also going to make it very clear to him that this leash is only this long. It doesn't get longer when you pull ahead, because that adds an extra, 3 feet or something, depending on how long one's arm is. Yes, good boy. So as soon as I started moving, he started moving too. That's what I like. Good job, buddy. All right, here he's getting out ahead. Yes, good boy. He actually stopped and looked back before the leash got tight. He heard me stop. A little bit of pressure to get him moving. There we go. Yes, he's in the sweet spot. Reward, mark and reward. Good. A few rewards there. Good job, buddy. Yes, I'm getting some focused attention there. Getting out ahead again, but the leash is still loose, so we're going to let him go all the way to the end. Yes, good boy for a reward. Good. And he's already starting to understand the YES, and then go sniff. And then just a cue to free him up, to let him go sniff, and if he wants to pee over here or whatever. So that's kind of the basics of leash handling, and that's what we want to teach Charlie. That's going to be a crucial skill. I said when you dropped him off there that we'd probably do the flat collar and the 6-foot leash, but we'll probably just do the slip lead 6-foot leash. And that's because, again, he's a larger dog, and we want to be able to have that nice, easy control. With the flat collar, you don't have as much control. And also, when the dog pulls, all of the pressure goes right on their trachea, where the collar gets tight, right on the front of their throat. And that causes the gagging and the blah, 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 that dogs do when they pull very hard. There you go. Good boy. Have a pee. Good boy. So this slip lead, what it does is it actually, good boy, it distributes the pressure around the entirety of the neck, right? See, as you can see, it can get tighter and looser, tighter and looser. So when he feels that just get a little tiny bit tighter, and he looks back at us like, oh, hey, what's up? Now we've got, like I said, fingertip control. Gonna wait. Yes, good boy. So you see, I waited for that second for him to release the pressure that was on the leash and look back at me. Yes. Rewarding in the sweet spot. Gonna turn. Reward when he gets back into it. Yes, good boy. Just want to show him what it is I like. Here, buddy, still in my hand. There you go. Good job, buddy. Good. Yes. So I'm not telling him to do anything. I want this to be a default, right? Yes. Good boy. And that excitement right now, I'll take that. That's motivation for wanting to work with me. I haven't asked him to fix your paw. Fix your foot. There you go. I haven't asked him to be in that position. I haven't done anything to try and keep him there or put him there physically. We're just turning back and forth and using the leash as a guide. So right here, let's see what happens. Yes, good decision. He stopped before that leash got tight. Good boy. So we'll reward that with a string of rewards, 3 in a row. And these are very, very small pieces of food, like really, really small. So, yes, good boy. So that I can do lots of rewards. Yes, there we go. Sticking to the left side. Perfect. So that I can do lots of rewards and not have the dog get bored or overfed. Yes, good boy. Good boy. There you go. Awesome. Yes. Do a little bit of luring to shape him in, or to lure him into that left-hand side spot. Good boy. Let's see what decision he makes here. I'm going to stop right here. We got a little bit of pressure on the leash. Yes, good choice. Good buddy. Good choice. Yes, good boy. And he sees my neighbor watering his lawn. Good boy. Yes. Good job, buddy. Yes. Healing by. Good boy. So he's choosing to stay, yes, in that place. Good job. Oh, yeah. Good boy. Yes. And in the beginning, this focus is nice. And as we go, and he gets better and better at this, I want that focus to be more of a just a calm attention on me. But in the beginning, of course, I want this to be exciting for him. I want it to be fun. I want it to be, yes, thank you. I want him to see that his choices are what make me do things differently. Yes, good boy. There you go. Good job, buddy. Now, when I go around the turn, I lure him, you can see, so that he doesn't get lost and end up on the other side of me. Good boy. Yes, good boy. I'll pay for that little bit of excitement right now. He's not jumping on me. He's just jumping next to me like, hey, look, I'm in that spot you like. Good job, buddy. Sniffing. Yes. So he's sniffing ahead, but he didn't choose to move ahead out of the position that I'm rewarding. Right there, he almost went to the end of the leash, but he felt a little bit of pressure and stopped. Whoop. There you go. Try again. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. So we can lure him into the position next to us. Yes. Good boy. Yes. And I haven't asked him to do a single thing. Good. Excellent job, my man. Very good. Yes. But you see how much more conscious he is of where I'm at on this in relation to him and in relation to the leash. So I'm going to turn now. He's going to feel that pressure. Yes. And that time again, I waited until he came a little closer to me, back into that sweet spot before I marked and then rewarded when he arrived. Good job, buddy. Very nice. So this is good because you'll be able to refer back to this easily as a lesson for you in leash handling. In the beginning, we use quite a lot of food to get these concepts together for him in his head. Yes, good boy. So right here, we're getting to that spot where he's like, oh, we can go farther. We haven't gone. Yes, we haven't gone this far yet. So right here, he's got some choices to make. Right? Yes. Good choice. Good boy. Good choice. So we can walk together. Yes. There you go. We can walk together, or we don't walk. Basically, that's the default that I am implanting for Charlie. So right here, that's okay, but that's a little too far. So I'm going to stop. Apply pressure. Good. I'm going to apply pressure. Good. Yes. There we go. Good boy. And you see how he's moving toward that pressure, moving into that pressure instead of away from it, which is what the natural reflex of any dog or any animal is. It's called the opposition reflex. Yes. Good boy. Yes. There you go. So the distraction of that neighbor. They're building a house down there. He hears that now. Yes. Good boy, Charlie. Yes. Good boy. There you go. Good. Yes. So that time he heard my feet moving. Before the leash could get tight, he's turning with me. Beautiful. What more could I want? Right here, I'm going to turn. Good. There we go. Good boy. Good boy, Charlie. Yes. Very nice. Good job, buddy. Right there, too far. He wants to go forward. Yes, good. He wants to go forward. We're not going to move forward unless it's together. So you're looking at the distraction. Yes, just sniffing calmly. I'll reward that because I'm not going to compete for his attention with distractions. And that's something I start teaching the dog. Yes, right off the bat. The good stuff happens over here, not over there with the other stimuli. And so, you know, barking or pulling or jumping or any kind of stuff like that isn't going to get you anything. Looking at them calmly is all cool. Hanging out, there's lots of choices that you can make that will be reinforced. But pulling, lunging, barking, jumping toward, those ones aren't those choices. But there's so many other ones. Yes, good boy, Charlie. It's right here. It's right here. There it is. There you go. That will be rewarded. And so I start out with everything in the environment as a distraction. So he hears a sound, and orients to the sound. I'm going to mark right away, YES, and then feed him. And the reason why I want to do that, yes, good boy. So again, he felt that pressure and returned back to me. Good boy. So I'm just going to stand stationary for a minute and let him choose. You got to swallow them all the way, buddy. And let him choose what he wants to do, and I'll reward him for staying in this kind of free space. The free space being anywhere that the leash is loose. And yes, there you go. Good boy. Good. Good. Yes. Good. Yes. Yes. So I can throw food down in the free space. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. So that he can see, I can move around this whole space all around you. The only thing I can't do is go past the end of the leash because you don't move when I do that. And it doesn't get me anything that I want. Good boy, Charlie. Good job, buddy. Good decisions. Yeah, good job. Good job. So anyway, back to the distractions thing. We want to show the dog that we're not going to compete for their attention, meaning every time we see something and they get interested in it, I'm not going to stop and then do everything I can to get their attention on me or try and get their focus or try and reorient them. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to immediately, as soon as they see it, to start conditioning this right off the bat. Yes. I'm going to good boy. I'm going to just immediately say YES and then give the food, so that I'm conditioning a response of dog sees the thing, and instead of building itself up into I'll take that as a great decision, choosing to hang out with me. Good job, buddy, with the leash loose. He knows we're stationary. We're not going to be moving right now. And he might experiment. Will. That's what we want the dog to do, is experiment to see. Yes. So you can look over there, but you keep the leash loose. Good job, buddy. To be able to experiment and feel safe in their experimentation, but know that when they hit a behavior we don't like, that doesn't get rewarded, that, that's not going to work. And that when they hit the jackpot behaviors that we are rewarding frequently, like, okay, so that's how this works. And basically this framework that we're creating of a holistic kind of system, where we're dealing with the dog's emotional regulation, arousal regulation on the whole. Yes, good boy. Not in relation to when they're in a sit or in a down or something like that, when we've told them to do something, but just making those choices for themselves, being able to think through for the fact that, we're stationary now. That means that I have all this free space where around the person holding the leash. But when the leash if I feel that leash get tight, I should look back, because that's what we're going to condition. Or I should, stay in this radius. So right here, leash is going to get tight. I'm not going to move though. Yes. Good boy. As soon as it gets loose. Yes. Good job. And he's still learning YES. So that will take some time to really condition, but it doesn't take as long as you'd think. What we want is so again, here we've got some resistance, but I'm not moving, all right? Or not resistance, persistence, I should say. Good. He wants to go forward. This is just a conversation, right? So, yes, backing up. Excellent job, buddy. Good boy. Yeah, good job. There you go. Good job. Good. Free. So now we can walk this way. He came back to me. Now we can walk this way. You can go sniff whatever it is he wanted to sniff, which is the ground. And there might be a treat. He missed a piece of a treat. So there, the treat was outside of the radius. That is the free space at the moment. Therefore, it's not accessible. Period. But yeah, we want to create associations. Associations, lots of associations. You missed another piece there. His nose will get better at this as we go. So I'm just going to start walking. Good boy. And I'm just guiding with the leash. Good boy. Yes. Excellent job, buddy. Excellent. And as you know, these pieces, like I said, these pieces of food are that big. So I can give many rewards and not have the dog get bored or full. Yes. And tomorrow, because it's his first day, we're using treats to start out. Tomorrow I'm going to be starting him on using his food. And I see that he gets wet food and whatnot. So we'll probably do that wet food, some portion in the morning with some dry, and then we'll do we'll take dry food in the pouch for rewards throughout the day. That would normally go into lunch or whatever, and then at the end of the day I'll give him whatever's left of the dry food for his daily portion, plus his wet food portion again. Yes. So there's a car leaving across the road. We'll mark and reward him there. So right now, before we finish up this session, stepped on my sandal. Before we finish up this session, I'm just going to do a little bit of walking back and forth with him, and just with praise. Good boy. With praise mostly. Good boy. Without much food. Just praise and guidance with the leash. Good boy. Good, if I even need to guide him with the leash. Good job. Yeah. Very good. Right here. Good boy. Good boy, Charlie. Excellent. Yes, I'm gonna have to reward that because I mean that's just beautiful. Good decision. Good boy. Right here, choosing choice point. Yes. Good job, buddy. Good job. Conditioning that choice point. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. So we're getting the end of the driveway. Instead of just forging forward like, oh, we're going out again, he looks at me. He checks in. Hey, are we going? And we're going to keep going or are we going to stop? Good job, buddy. So just some back and forth here, up and down this little area of the drive. And just showing him that we move together. Good job, buddy. And now I'm going to wait. Okay, so we got pressure, holding the pressure, and release, and walk. Good boy. Good job, buddy. Good job. Very nice. Look at you, sir. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. I gotta reward that. Perfect job. Perfect job. So this is building value for these choices, right? Right here. Yes. Good boy. Did you see that? Excellent. I'm gonna end it on that note. That was a beautiful decision there. He felt that little bit of pressure. He came right back and looked at me. Perfect.